All right, all right. What up, what up, what up, gang? Welcome to the chat. I'm gonna show you guys today why you want to do an inspection on your 18-wheeler truck, your trailer, or anything like that. I'm gonna show you guys right now. So a lot of things happen on the road, especially with tractor trailers, what we are working on today. And I'm gonna show you guys something. So this came in. I was doing a basic inspection on this, guys. Basic inspection, and I also fixed the ABS light was on. We had a problem with that, and I also noticed, voila, magic. You guys see that? I'm pretty sure the driver heard some banging and all that stuff going on. So right now, I'm gonna show you guys how to install a shock on the trailer. And as you guys can see, here's the bottom bolt. Has two bolts. You have one up here, which is, there you go right there. So you got one there and you got one right here. But if you guys notice, the one right here, when the bolt comes out, is going to hit the slack adjuster. So basically what you got to do is you got to adjust the slack adjuster to make it move forward in order for you to get the bolt out and everything to change the shock. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. The first thing you want to do is you want to apply air to the trailer. You cannot adjust the brakes or move the slack adjuster if no air is applied. And also we got to get these two pins out of the way right here. You know what I'm saying? The slack adjuster pins, they do have cotter pins in them. And if you guys try to remove these with no air applied, it's going to be very, very hard for you to do so and all that type of good stuff. So right now, we're going to remove the cotter pins. You guys see that? We got one out the way. And we also have one more on the bigger side we got to remove. That's why I got some needle nose. I'm going to remove the cotter pin. Let's get this out of the way. Let's see. Maybe I'll go ahead. Let me get this out of the way too, because that thing is that noise is going to definitely. Okay. Let me get my position right, so we can do so, and I will show you guys. So it has. Okay, let it focus. You got two cotter pins there, and you have to remove them. There's a bolt here. You got to pull this out, and I'm gonna basically show you guys on how to do to get the bolt off and adjust the slack adjuster to get it off. Like I said, the first thing you want to do is you have to apply air to the tractor or trailer. You have to apply air, guys. And this bad boy is moving, so actually we can put this on here like this. We can put that on there like that. That makes it easier for me to get the cotter pin bent straight so I can go ahead and get it off. A little trick you guys can learn, especially when you are installing a new cotter pin, where you don't want to use your hand to bend it. So you can actually use a pair of vice grips to hold it. So now we can pop this bad boy up. Okay, there we go. Let's get this cotter pin out. Hope everybody had a good weekend. All that good stuff. And you already know the holidays are here. Okay, there we go. Holidays are definitely here. Okay, now we got it up. I'll be in the comments in a second, guys. Okay, there we go. We got our cotter pin moved. We are going to install a new one. We got Benjamin in the building. What up, Benjamin? Yeah, make sure you guys are in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. So as you guys see right now, I am removing one of the slack adjuster pins. And another thing, guys, when doing your inspections, You always have to make sure that you see these pins in the slack adjuster, and you also want to make sure they got cotter pins, because if these are not in, you have no brakes, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to, sometimes one of these is going to get seized in there, so you might have to heat it up, or you might have to do what I'm doing here, and you put some vice grips on it, and you want to just turn it around in a circle to free it. See that right now it's getting free, guys. See how it's moving? Okay, right? That's just old buildup in there. So if you guys ever come across that problem, that is how you free it up. And you see how I'm moving it right now. So now I should be able to tap it out. As you guys can see there, it is coming out now. And then we come on this side, and we can pretty much do the same thing, and we can twist it to get it up out of there. All right? You guys see that? That bad boy should be up out of there. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Just like that. Okay, you guys see that bad boy is out of there, right? So next up, what we have to do is, so it's away from the brake chamber now. So this is your slack adjuster. You got pins that goes inside the brake chamber. So when you press on the brakes, this thing moves. When air is not applied, it also moves and engages itself, right? So right now I have to go over and get my slack adjuster tool, which is it's like a fork that goes here. And what it's gonna do is, it's going to make the slack adjuster move this way. No, we're not gonna do that. It's gonna make it come this way. So let me go and get my tool right now so I can show you guys how to do so. And we're gonna go step by step with this, guys. And then I'm gonna also show at the end. So when you put all this stuff back at the end, I know I'm like skipping ahead right now, but you also still have to adjust the brakes, okay? So that's what we have to do right now. Let me go get my slack adjuster tool. Okay, guys. So this is what the slack adjuster tool looks like. It's actually a fork. The fork goes inside here, and it releases it. And then you go from the bottom. We are going the wrong way. Wait a second. Sometimes it gets stuck. It should start moving in a second, guys. Moving forward. Okay. Watch, you guys can see now. You guys are going to see the slack adjuster is going to start moving forward. You guys see that? See how it's moving forward now? And why you have to move it forward, this is what you have to do to get the bolt out. Okay? You guys see that? So now I can get my bolt out here, right? So now when I get my bolt out, it's going to come straight out. So now all I need is I got my socket that goes on. So I need an impact. And we're going to go ahead and remove these two bolts, and we're going to get this shock moved out, install a new one, adjust the brakes back, and we're going to do it like that. We got Jimmy Groom in the building. What up, what up, what up? Make sure when y'all come in, y'all hit the subscribe button. So right now, let me go and get an air line, and I'm also going to get a air gun so we can go ahead and remove this and get going. guys. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I am back, guys. Got what we need. And I also have the part number here too. I'm gonna show you guys. I also have the new shock right here next to me. And I will show you guys. So, let's see. Do I have enough? Nope, we're gonna need an extension. Let's get an extension on there. Okay. Let's get this bad boy off. So, voila. So you guys see that? So, let me get, we have a bolt on the other side, so I got to put the wrench on it. But me, I have a set of vice grips I'm putting on it. Because I like to use vice grips on certain things like this because it's going to lock down and it's going to stay in place, bind it against something. Voila, we got that bad boy off. So this is why you got to move the slack adjuster, guys. You see, number one, how I can get everything out, and you're also going to see how long this bolt is. If the slack adjuster was right there, still where it was, you wouldn't be able to get that off. So now we have to have one more bolt, which is, you guys can see is up there. So you got one bolt there and one bolt there to change the shock. And remember, I showed you guys how to move the slack adjuster. And on our back of installation, I'm gonna show you guys how to, of course, put everything back and properly. So at top, we're not gonna need an extension. We're not gonna need an extension up top. Okay, always hit it first with the impact to break it free. Okay. So now I get my trusty. You guys excuse the little shake. There we go. So now I got my trusty vice grips. I'll put them on the opposite side. And like I said, guys, you guys can use the actual socket, a wrench that it needs. I like using the vice grips because it binds against something once it spins around and you don't have to hold it. Okay, there we go with that. So now, guys, we can go ahead and remove our broken part of the shock. And of course, we're also going to keep our washers. And as you guys can see here, this is how it broke off. See that? Okay. Okay, we got our new shock here. And the part number is, here's our new shock here, guys. And that is our part number. Our part number is there, 85737. Yes. So basically what you want to do is, you can put it on whatever way you like, but I always like to, and you also want to make sure you put the shock on the correct way. It does not go this way. It goes this way, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start lining this bad boy up. And I am of course got my washer in there already. And just like that, guys. All right. So now to get the bottom to come down, you just pull on it. A shock does come in and out, so I'm pulling it, right? And you see the shock is coming out. You guys see that? Very, very slowly. And you just measure it up. No, that's not enough yet. So you keep pulling that bad boy out. Out. And remember, guys, whenever you're messing with the slack adjuster, messing with the brakes, or anything like that, you do have to add air. You have to apply air. Okay, so we should be almost there. Okay. So now, of course, I got my washer on there already. All right, we got to come from behind, put that bad boy in there. And we need to come down just a hair more. And there we go. Just like that, guys. Voila magic. So now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put our washers and our bolts on the back so we can start tightening everything up. Okay. Got the top one on. Tighten that bad boy up. And now we're going to get our bottom one, which is our nut and bolt here. Also a washer. We're going to put that at the bottom. And now, guys, we can start tightening everything up. Doesn't really matter which one you do first, as long as you tighten up both. Let's put our trusty vice grips on there. Of course, for the bottom one, we are going to need an extension. So I'm going to put the extension back on. We're going to tighten everything up. And then we're going to move next to our slack adjuster and get that bad boy back positioned in the correct spot. Tighten her down. Just like that, guys. Now let's go to the top bolt. And mind you guys, I always press and press and press and tell you guys, always do an inspection. This is something that could have been seen on a pre-trip because you can actually see it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might need a flashlight or whatever, but it's very good to look and, you know what I'm saying, know the type of equipment that you are dealing with. Okay, next up, just cut my hand too, guys. You guys see that? Ripped my whole glove off. So next up, the slack adjuster has to go back forward, all right? So what we have to do is, we're gonna flip this bad boy over. And you guys see the slack adjuster is going back in, right? You guys see that? Now we'll tell you guys a little trick too though. You see the smaller one? So this goes up and down. So once you get them lined up, if this doesn't line up, you can push it down or you can pull it up. Okay, we're gonna get them lined up. Get close as possible, and it also, like I said, it moves up like that also. So let me see if we are there. And we are there, right there. So tap that bad boy in, and we also have our other side, and just give it a little bit of tap. Just like that. So now, only thing I need now is I need to put my 2 cotter pins in. We're going to adjust the brakes because we have to do so. And I'm going to show you guys why we have to adjust them and how do we know we got to adjust them and how do we know that they're adjusted. So let me go and get 2 cotter pins. And I am going to need a Band-Aid. So let me go do that. I will be right back. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And I am going to go get 2 cotter pins and a Band-Aid. right, guys, I am back. I am back. All right, I am back, guys. Got my finger repaired, you know what I'm saying? And I also got my 2 cotter pins, okay? So let's go ahead and get our cotter pins in. Once we find, there we go. So I was showing you guys earlier, here's a prime example to show you guys what I was talking about when installing the cotter pins. So what I do is, let me set you guys up so you can. So we're on the cotter pins right here. So I put a pair of vice grips on there. Uh-oh, hold on, we doing a. My phone sometimes thinks it's on the motorcycle. So you got the cotter pin, the pin right there. So I put vice grips on this side. I already put the cotter pin over here, and I hold it in place and I spin that side. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, which a lot of you guys in here are probably mechanics and you probably do the same thing. But if you don't, here's a little trick for you. If you ever need to install a cotter pin, because using your hand does hurt to bend it. And also, so you guys, let me show you what I'm talking about, what I do. And the phone is on the motorcycle right now. Okay, so there you guys go right there. So you guys see the cotter pin is in there now, and you see how I'm moving it? So basically I get my pliers on one side and hold it, and I twist up. And it puts the cotter pin in place where I need it. So I get me a pair of needle nose, just like this, guys. And I just grab one side of the cotter pin, and it's going to open it up and it's going to split it. Pretty sure you guys probably everybody has a certain way that they like to do certain things. So this is one way I like to do it. Okay, we have both sides turned. Okay, so now we're going to put our cotter pin in our small pin side, which is here. Okay, I'm going to put that bad boy in there. Sometimes, guys, you got to give it a little tap to make sure it is all the way. There we go. Just like so. And we're going to break them apart. Twist them up. Okay, so now we're almost at a home run, guys. We're almost at a home run. And guess what? I'm looking at the time. What it only took me, we've been live for 30 minutes that you guys see. So right now, I'm going to show you guys how to adjust the brakes. In order to adjust the brakes, guys, I told you before we get started on removing the slack adjuster, anything like that, you have to have air applied to the tractor or trailer, which means that you have to have maybe a glad hand with a female and male end on one side so you can apply air. And I'm going to show you guys why. So if you look down here, that is your brake shoes. You guys see how far they're separated from the actual drum? Okay, the first thing you want to do, I'm going to show you guys how to properly adjust brakes. So the first thing you want to do is tighten the brakes all the way down. What I mean by tighten, this, if you guys watch this brake shoe right here, that gap is going to go away and it's going to go down and get real close to the drum. That's how you know your brakes are, you know what I'm saying, closed all the way. Then you want to back off a half a turn, and then you will have your brakes adjusted correctly. Okay? So right now, while I'm doing this, I want you guys to watch that bottom. I'm gonna try to have my hand out of the way too, so you guys can, okay, you guys start watching. Watch that bottom shoe and watch it closes up. I'm gonna have my hand out of the way a little bit so you guys can see. If you guys can see, it's actually closing up. It's closing up, guys. You guys hear that? You guys hear that? That's actually the brakes are getting closer to the drum. Okay, we're going to keep going till it stops. Okay, that's it. Now, if you guys look now, there's no gap in between there, right? Okay, that means our shoes are all the way down to the drum. So basically right now, if you was trying to move this trailer with air applied, all these other tires will move and this one right here will drag because the brake shoes are all the way out to the drum, okay? So now, let's go ahead and back it off a half a turn. Let's back it off a half a turn. I'm gonna get in the comments in a minute, guys. I hate this thing on. I use it so much that sometimes I gotta flip it over to, okay, there we go. Okay, we are backed off a half a turn, guys. So you pull your pin out, guess what? Brakes are adjusted. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to release the air. When I release the air, you guys are gonna see that little gap that I have right there. You're gonna see it close in. Let me go and release the air. All right. So you guys see the gap has been closed up now, right? So now the brakes are adjusted correctly. The you guys see the shock is installed. The slack adjuster is back put on with the new pins in it and all that good stuff. No, this is actually a trailer. This is actually a trailer, which is almost the same thing, similar to working on a tractor. And I'm gonna show you guys how I found that this was broken like this, right? So like I said, I brought the trailer in for an inspection. So basically on the inspection, what are you doing is you're going around the trailer. It's like a mild DOT inspection because you checking brakes, you checking for anything out of the ordinary. So I'm gonna show you guys how I found this, where you can do the same thing and you can actually find this doing a pre-trip. A pre-trip is very, very important, guys, because little small things like this, you can catch them, okay? Gotta do your pre-trips. So basically, guys, I'm coming around the trailer. You know, I'm looking at the wheel. I'm looking at the hub to make sure nothing's leaking, this is the hub here. You want to make sure you have no oil, any like that debris around there. And guys, the stuff that I'm telling you, it's the same thing a DOT inspector or officer is going to tell you guys also what they are looking for. I do DOT inspections also. So basically, you guys see the lug nut indicators, which I always tell you guys what those are for. Those are for to help you on your pre-trip. So if you see any of these lug nuts, they're going in the tightened position to tighten up the lug nut. So if you see any of those flipped around the opposite way or anything like that, get to your local terminal, truck stop, any places like that to get your rims and your lug nuts retorqued, okay? So basically I'm looking at that. I come around the trailer like this and I looked right here, guys. And you guys already see that I'm not even underneath the trailer. I'm standing down and I'm looking. So as you look over, I seen the shock broken. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys can see during the pre-trip, guys. A pre-trip is very, very important for you to do. You can also look at the tires to see if you see any flat spots in the tires. Now, a lot of times you won't be able to see the bottom of the tire because, you know, the trailer is stopped. But a lot of times you can actually see the flat spots on the tires because those come from dragging, brakes improperly adjusted. Like I just showed you guys how to adjust them correctly a couple minutes ago. So a flat spot would be any type of dip or anything like this in the tire, and they have to be changed, okay? So like I said, guys, I went around the whole trailer to do the inspection and also to fix the ABS, which a lot of times, guys, while we're talking about ABS, I wanna get to you guys to let you know, like a lot of times you see your ABS light on. A lot of times it's on because either you have a loose hub bearing, which is the locking nut is loose, that's making the tire do this, and it's taking it far away from the tone rings and also the ABS sensor, right? So yeah, but on this circumstance I had today was that the ABS sensor was too far from the tone rings, which basically all I had to do was push this sensor back out onto the tone rings, and guess what? The light went off. Okay, so let me get in the comments. D Block 2323 says, "This a truck? No, this is a trailer. We have a trailer in the shop today." Travis Binko says, "How much for a used steel rim for a fire pit?" If I were you, I would go to a junkyard, bro. Go to a junkyard and go to the scrap pile, and because a lot of people scrap these and they throw them away, and you can actually go to the scrap pile, and what they're gonna do is, whatever that thing weighs, it might weigh, it might charge you $1, $5, $10. So you have to, when you go to the junkyard, if you see any metal that you like, you want to take home and redo whatever, all you have to do is go to the scale house. You tell them that you want to purchase that metal, and they're going to tell you to lay it on the scale. So when you lay it on the scale, they're going to weigh it, and then you go to the office and you can buy it. D Block 22323 say, "Wait, axle has oil or grease?" Some of them have grease that you put inside, and these ones actually have oil. They have oil inside there, which that you have to check those too. So I'll show you guys really quick. So basically, if you pop this cap off, you put your hand in here. So it has a line where it says add and fill. The add is down here and the fill is halfway right here. And you stick your hand in there and you guys see that oil right there. That is hub oil, not grease. So, but you also still have to make sure each axle has hub oil inside. And this is how you get it off, to check that. If you guys ever wanted to do that on your pre-trip and to push it back, you make sure it's in there, pop it back in place. If this thing is not put back on correctly, if you guys are doing the pre-trip, you go through rain, snow, any sand, guess what's going to happen? You're going to contaminate your hub oil, which also can cause you to ruin your bearings and all that type of stuff, man. So if you ever was to take that cap off, please, please, please make sure that you put it back, double check it, triple check it, double dog check it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check that cap. Also, guys, quick on the inspection. Make sure if you guys are going around and you're doing your pre-trip, if you guys see a cap missing, get inside and get that taken care of and get a cap. And a lot of times when that cap is missing, the mechanic is going to put new oil in there, put new grease inside there, because it's a chance that it could be contaminated. So they're definitely going to have you down for a little bit, for maybe an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, where they're going to take all that stuff out, take the bearings out, they're going to inspect them, and if everything is correctly, they're going to put you a set of new oil in there, new gasket, and put it right back. The important thing is to make sure that cap is on, and to make sure that there's no water mixing there. And also, guys, if you ever pop that cap off and you see, like, I'm not sure if you guys know what a blown head gasket looks like. That's when water, the coolant mix in with the oil, and it turns into like a slushy mud or maybe some milkshake. So if you ever was to look inside there and it looks like milkshake, you have water in there. Now it does have a little brown color to it, what I just showed you guys on my hand, that it has a little brown like a color to it, but it's not supposed to be muddy or anything like that, or look like a milkshake. Okay, give you guys a little free game today. I definitely appreciate everybody coming in on the live. I'm gonna try to get back to, I was going live every day. We're going to bring that back to the channel, guys. But the reason why I kind of slowed down, because I started to feel like I was boring you guys with doing the DOT inspections every day and inspecting trailers every day. And I will tell you this, guys, from being a mechanic myself and all this type of things that I know on the trailer, it don't matter how many times you do an inspection, that you do a pre-trip, you thinking you seeing just the same thing over and over and over again, but every time it's a different situation. You're going to see something different, and the more and more you guys do your inspections, the more and more you do a pre-trip, the more and more you like in everything, you getting to know the what type of stuff that you're hauling. You getting to know your truck, your trailer, and those type of things like that. And it's also going to make you like observant. Like, you know what I'm saying? The best thing that you can get out of looking at something is get a what do you call a visual inspection. That's the most proper thing to do, guys. You can learn a lot. You can actually fix a lot of things from using your ears and your eyes. All right? And remember, you guys learned that first at the ROY THA TREND SETTA on YouTube, guys. So make sure, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. 5K, we will be having another giveaway coming soon, guys. And if you guys have never been in any of my giveaways, they are actually giveaways. There's no money that you guys have to send in, check in, or anything like that. The only thing that you guys have to do is, majority of the time, is I kick, facts and talk about certain things on my lives. And it's actually going to be beneficial to you all because I'm giving you guys free knowledge and free game. And I'm being completely honest to tell you about, certain things that a lot of mechanics are not going to tell you because they feel as though if they let you know how to fix something, that you're never going to go back to the mechanic to get it done. But in my situation, in my scenario, what I feel about it is the more you know and the more knowledge that you have about something, the more knowledgeable that you're going to be about it, which, is going to be easier for you to understand what the mechanic is talking about. It's going to be easier for you to understand to maintain it. All those type of things. So I'm not that mechanic that's not going to give you guys some free knowledge that can help you with whatever you're driving. And by you doing a pre-trip on a semi-truck or tractor trailer, I will highly suggest, if you do not have a tractor or a trailer or any type of CDLs or anything like that, you can do the same thing and do a pre-trip on your vehicle, guys. And what that means is I do a pre-trip on my vehicles every time I put gas in the vehicle. So back in the day, they used to call it a full service. So they was basically doing a pre-trip, topping off your engine oil, checking tire pressure, torquing down lug nuts, looking for any type of leaks under the vehicle. If you guys did that every time you did a fill up, you will have less problems going on with your vehicle on a day-to-day. Just observing certain things. Always look on the floor to make sure you don't see any leaks or anything like that. It's a lot of guys, they could have saved their engine or all type of other stuff if they would just notice those little drips on the ground and notice like, hey, my car is dripping oil, so let me check the oil. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to be observant. I want you guys to be more into what are you driving and also using your eyes and your ears, watching and listening, guys. All right? But on that note, man, y'all stay tuned for the next live. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and y'all stay tuned. And don't forget, the huge giveaway is coming soon, guys. I want to do it before Christmas so I can give somebody a special gift, okay? All right? I pay for the shipping and I pay for the gift. And guess what? All you have to do is go to the mailbox, P.O. box, whatever box you decide to give me to when I send it to you. That's the only thing that you're going to have to do is, of course, to go pick it up. All right? On that note, you guys have a wonderful holidays. I hope to see you again before... Oh, I got to go clean that bullet off my hand, too. Hope to see you guys again, or what you will, before Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. And like I said, I'm starting the live back going every single day, guys. We're going to have school. So on that note, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and y'all stay tuned for the next one. Let's get it.